Welcome to the UNX Championship Series. I'm Ethan Swanson.
And I'm Chris Ganji, and we're here in Baltimore for the third open qualifier at alternate routes, where we're looking for the best men and women to join us for our major event on November 2nd.
Right, and this is going to be our first major event coming up. This is the third out of 4 qualifiers to get there. First out of 3 majors, so we're going to find the top 8 men and top 8 women from those 3 majors to go to the championship in February.
Yeah, and so the competition format today that you're going to see is furthest the fastest, which means athletes will get 1 shot to run the course. Your time stops as soon as you fall, and the tiebreaker goes back to that last completed obstacle and how fast you did it.
Right, and you'll see that a lot on our leaderboards. LOC, that stands for last obstacle completed. And so it doesn't matter how long you take on the next obstacle to fall, it's when you complete the previous obstacle.
Yep, and so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the athletes who are going to be competing today. We're going to start on the women's side of things. Got to talk about her. Jessie Graff going to be competing today.
I mean, she's the best in the game. You know, and you talk to anybody, she's at least top 2, if not the best. I mean, we're going to see amazing things from her today, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then next we've got Megan Johnson competing, a 2-time American Ninja Warrior veteran, looking for big things here. She's done crazy things on Instagram. I saw.
Yeah, she's doing crazy stuff on Instagram. She's getting better and better as the time passes. We also have Casey Rothschild, you know, not as much experience, but came out swinging on American Ninja Warrior, youngest woman ever to hit a CD qualifying buzzer.
Yeah, and then last up, Nikki Perella is going to be competing today. Coming off of a qualifying round last week in Ninja Quest, so she's going to get that experience for the major. Pressure's off a little bit, so I expect her to do well.
Right, and then on the men's side, we have a couple of monsters. Start off first, Joe Moravsky, the weatherman.
Weatherman, storm's coming.
The storm is
coming.
I mean, it always does when he hits a course. And then also another monster, proven athlete, Nagi Richardson, the Flying Phoenix.
Yeah, excited to see Naj. She's going to fly on this course. And then we got to talk about him. Connor Galvin, American Ninja Warrior rookie this year, and made it to the Power Tower in Baltimore. He's familiar with this territory. Looking for him to do something big.
Right, A&W rookie, but he's been training for a long time. He's very experienced. And then we also have Kyle Schultze, the Death Ninja, is competing, and he's a super strong rock climber. I think he's going to do amazing things.
And then one more person I want to look out for is Judas Licardello. The guy is crazy. We've seen him do
maniac
flyaways on A&W. He's reckless, but he's so strong. So really excited to see what he's got today.
Right, and those are the athletes that we have competing. Let's take a look at our course preview to see what they're going to be tackling on this course. And first up, we have the ascending steps. Pretty standard first obstacle. Bounding through the steps. Hands are allowed, feet are allowed. Got to get to the landing platform.
And next up, the athletes will be taking on the ice climber, where they'll have nunchuck grips with hooks on top that they'll be using on the bars, on the rock climbing holds. Got to keep those feet up to get to the other side.
Yep, and then we have Potluck, a Tony Torres creation. It's kind of a medley. You can use your hands on the first bar, feet inside the box, and then you have to clip your own holds on to make your way through the rest of the obstacle.
And next up, it's the cube roll, where athletes can only use their lower body, feet, knees, whatever they need, but they have to roll that cube to get to the platform.
Right, and then we come up to the log dash. I think it's gonna be a really tough one. This is another Tony Torres creation. These things spin like crazy. You gotta be really precise making your way through.
And next up, we've got the slide cliff, where athletes will hold onto a cone, slide across the track, move up to a cliffhanger, and make their way to the platform.
And then it's onto the wing nuts. 3 big wing nut moves, going up, going down, and then a dismount. Gotta stay on the front side. No using the back side here.
And then another obstacle we've seen in qualifiers before, the devil steps. But these devil steps are bigger than any we've seen so far. They'll make their way up and down to the other side.
All right, and then it brings us to a brutal obstacle, the inchworm. Super tiny handhold. You can put your hands and your feet on it, making your way up, and this one's completed when you touch the first skull.
And then you don't get a rest here before you move into the next obstacle, the deadly descent, which are skull holds, which are very big, on a very aggressive track that they will slide down, 2 of them, to the platform.
And then we get on to our last 2 obstacles. Basically, it's one obstacle, just a combo. It's so long, it had to be split up. The Salmon River, making your way up a bunch of moves on the Salmon Ladder, up and over, sliding down, transferring to the second set, up again, down again, and then the dismount.
Yeah, so that obstacle is broken up into 2 because of how long it is. And once they make that dismount, they hit the buzzer and their time stops.
Right, and the time limit for this course is 4 minutes and 45 seconds. It's gonna be pretty tight. But right now, let's take a look at our run order to see who we're gonna see running first.
All right, so a lot of stacked athletes competing in this competition from the run order. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into our first runner, Blake Fearow, coming up first.
One of our younger competitors. I'm told he trains at Drew Dressel's gym with Drew. So yeah,
that's a great shirt. Blake, don't break. That's a great trick.
That's super awesome. Well, we'll see if that's true as he's making his way through. Look very comfortable on that first obstacle.
Now we'll get our first look at the ice climber.
Mm-hmm. The nunchucks, they're the ice picks, you know.
You know, ice picks,
right.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. So this, I think, is a really finicky transfer. You got to be so controlled because, whoa, okay. That's what I'm talking about. It popped off just a little bit, but he's strong enough he was able to pull it back in.
Yeah, and you can see those hooks, I mean, they really aren't that big. So every move that you slide them, I mean, you got to be really precise to not pop off like that.
Nice crossover there. Looks controlled, looks smooth. And making his way now, he's going to make it onto Potluck. The Tony Torres creation. Once again, you can use your hands on that first bar. You can use your feet and body inside of that box. But then he's grabbing the clips. He's got to have to clip those on the next straps. Make his way through. And this one's called Potluck because you can grab whichever holds you want. It's kind of athlete choice.
Kind of interesting here. I mean, you get to choose whichever holds you like. I think I'd like to see him using that window a little bit more with his feet. Kind of wasting a little bit of energy there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's making it through.
And the dismount, okay. Moving along pretty smooth. Now this is so weird. You can't use your hands, you can't use your arms.
And that's a good strategy there.
That is, but you got to watch that foot in the front. You know, they have judges. Why?
Oh.
And that's it. Even the tiniest tap on the ground with your feet will be a disqualification. So it looks like he's good. And cleared.
Next, moving on to the log dash. This is a very agility-based obstacle. I mean, you gotta commit here. There's no hesitation. Nice.
Wow, he made it look easy. He didn't even really go that fast.
That is not an easy obstacle. I know he made it look very easy right there, but that is not an easy obstacle.
I think that's exactly that's it. It's like one of those, you got to make it look smooth and easy. Wow. Who is this kid?
I mean, first runner, he is looking good right now.
But you see it right here is he has to have experience competing because he didn't rest at all before going to the wing nuts. One big swing and then just went right into it.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking really good right now.
Wow.
Next, he's got the devil steps, and we've seen the devil steps in previous open qualifiers, but these devil steps are a little bit bigger than what we've seen. More moves, bigger moves.
Look, this is a huge move here, and it almost forces you to turn around like that.
So smooth on the turnaround, though.
And this transfer at the top is a lot bigger than both of the devil steps we've seen at our other qualifiers. Not a problem for Blake, though.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way Blake is handling this course. He looks composed. He barely even looks tired, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's breathing a little bit, but he's so controlled and composed. But this obstacle is really difficult. You don't have a lot of space for your fingers. I think the feet are really important here. You can see him kind of getting his feet close to his hips, taking some pressure off of his hands.
Just got to get that ring. He's there. And now we've got the deadly descent.
Nice.
These are very aggressive tracks here.
Yep, you can see him taking the extra swing, making sure he's got it under control. Got to make it to the blue pad and cleared.
Big dismount there. I mean, this is an amazing run for the first runner.
First runner, and he's on the last section of obstacles. I mean, could we have a first clear in the first runner?
He's looking good. I like it.
Getting some chalk. I mean, I think you really have to take a little bit of time before going on this obstacle because there's so much to do. All right, now we get the first transfer.
He's got to go up and over that salmon ladder onto the track.
It's a little crooked, but he's good. Okay.
He's got it.
Got to make it over. Oh.
And you can see the track stops, and you have to get that bar up and onto the salmon ladder.
Mm-hmm. And it should take you right there, but I think he just got a little crooked and pulled it away from those rungs that he wanted to go to. But that was an amazing run, especially for the first runner. I mean, so on that last obstacle, if he would have gotten it onto the next set and making it up one move, he would have gotten a point for completing the first half of that obstacle. So unfortunately, he didn't get any points on that last obstacle, but making it that far, especially being the first runner, that's really impressive.
Yeah, amazing run from Blake there.
And next up, we have Megan Johnson stepping up to the starting line. You know, our first woman competitor, but she's very strong. You know, I'm expecting her to podium here. Let's see if she can pull it together.
Taking a little bit of a cautious approach on the steps.
Which is good. I think, you know, it's the first obstacle. They're on pads. You can see them wobbling. Keep it in control, you know?
Yeah, I mean, no reason to go out on the first obstacle. Just get through it. Get into the course.
I agree. Going on the first obstacle happens almost every competition to somebody, unfortunately.
I've done it. More than once.
It's brutal.
Megan, she's looking good here.
Mm-hmm. This obstacle's all about control. You can't let one of those things pop off, because then even if you save it, you're going to waste so much time and energy.
Trying to fit that peg in.
Mm-hmm. Hand placement, very important. You saw her having to cross over.
And she's onto that last section. And she's through this pretty smooth there.
Yeah. About a minute into the course, which, I mean, 2 obstacles in 1 minute down, that's a long time, but there's no way around it. That second obstacle is going to take it out of you. And this third obstacle is also pretty long. Just trying to get to the starting platform there. No problem.
Megan Johnson, this is a 2-time American Ninja Warrior veteran. No stranger to a big stage.
Mm-hmm. And this is a slow obstacle. You got to stay focused. You just got to be smooth, be smart. It's more about strategy than it is about making these quick moves or anything. So, you know, I see. So she's switching her hand.
She's in the window, though. You know, you could see her resting with her feet in the window. We didn't see that from our last competitor, but I really like that.
Well, that's smart. You have it. Why not take it? You know, and she kept her left foot in there as she was clipping the next hold. Smart.
And gets the dismount. Next, she's onto the cube roll.
Taking a look. Got to start on that blue pad.
Looks back at the judge. I mean, it's so hard to run early. You don't really get to watch as many competitors go through.
Here we go.
We've only seen one person do this so far.
Oh, that's good. That was smooth. But I did, like, you're trying to tip it over. You don't want to go too hard and get thrown off the thing.
You could see all the competitors in the background just staring at this right now, because I think this is such a tricky obstacle. I think a lot of people are going to want to see how this is attacked.
Yeah. And the competitors actually had a cube like this in the warm-up area because, you know, we were concerned that it would be too weird, too difficult, and we'd see a lot of competitors make a silly mistake there. So they did get to practice a little bit, but there's nothing like having to do it on the course.
And next up, she's got the log dash. And you got to commit here. There's no hesitation. Oh, I like it. Oh, it looked, oh, her foot just came off.
She had the speed. She had the quick feet, but that fourth step, we saw it, just the foot was a little too far forward, caught her heel, and just popped right off. She looked great getting through that. I thought she had it.
Yeah, I thought she had it. The only thing, I think she just wasn't on top of each log, and she kind of reached for that last one, and her, like you said, her foot just slipped right off. But a good run overall.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the time it took her to get there. I think that's going to be a big ninja killer. My guess is that a lot of women are going to go out there, a lot of men are going to go out there, so it might come down to who gets there fast enough.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep. But next up, we have Alex Mosely stepping up to the starting line.
Alex Mosely, this kid is so strong. I've seen him do some crazy laches.
Like what? Like what kind of stuff is he working on?
I mean, I've seen him do like 14, 15-foot laches. Pretty big.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's really strong. This is an alternate routes original kid. Looking good through the ice climbers.
Very controlled.
But yeah, Alex has been training for many years. I used to live out on the East Coast, and I would train, you know, with Alex. And, you know, as a kid, he'd be pushing me pretty good. So I'm excited to see what he's got today. This is his home gym, so there's a little bit of home gym advantage here. All the obstacles that are designed by Tony for this competition are new, so nobody's touched these things before, aside from maybe the devil steps, but
yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that's been reused, like the wing nuts, but they put in a configuration that isn't typical, you know?
Right.
But like this, potluck, this is completely new and different. I haven't seen anything like this in a competition.
Getting his foot in, starting with a different hold than our last two competitors.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's trying to cross over and clip with his left hand. It's a harder move, but if he gets it, now...
He's got it.
Yep. Such a slow and controlled obstacle.
Well, you don't want to let your feet slip off that wall.
Yeah.
There's no holds on the wall there. It's just a flat wall, so you really don't want to let your feet slip out.
Yep. Because a toe tap there or a toe tap on this obstacle is the end of your run. And you can see Tony Torres, main judge, is right by the front of that cube, making sure that competitors aren't touching down there. That's really important because you got to make sure that you're judging. You're right there to watch for the toe taps.
Now we've got the log dash. We just saw Megan go out here.
Whoa!
Nice. Skipped one of the logs.
Nicely done. That's confidence right there. That's, like you said, the experience, this home gym, he just feels comfortable, and we're seeing it.
Yeah, there's something to be said about not having to travel to a competition. You're a little bit more comfortable. Oh, a little slip there.
Almost. Wow. But like that just speaks to his strength. He misses a hand and swings back one arm on the cliffhanger and still is able to hold on.
Yeah, those are not big holds there.
Just able to reach right out, and here we go.
And then on these wing nuts, you have to use the front face of it. So you cannot grab around on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Nice big launch there. Just reaching out,
nice.
Connecting to the dismount. So smooth.
And he's making good time. He's at about 2:45.
Gives him about 2 minutes left. But we still have a good amount of obstacles left. And these are all, from here on out, these are all pretty long obstacles.
Yeah, I like the rest that he's taking now. You know, you want to get to the salmon ladder. You want to get to the back. Take the rest now because you're going to need it.
I don't know. I think you got to get through. Devil Steps isn't too hard of an obstacle, especially for somebody like Alex. You just got to move through and get to the next thing. I'm worried about time. He's at 3:15. He's got a minute and a half left to complete some pretty tough stuff.
Taking some more rest here.
See, but this is what I'm talking about now. He's at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, a minute 15 left.
I mean, once he gets through this obstacle, he is going to have to jump onto that salmon river.
Yeah, you're not going to have much time at all. You can see him reaching out pretty much as far as he can get.
You can see the judge checking his heels there. Looking a little close to the black, but he's good.
Man, this obstacle is so difficult. It's hard to tell, but he can't even take his feet off because his hands are barely hanging on. Come on, get that ring.
Gotta get to the ring. Oh, no. Oh, this is such a hard obstacle. Those holds are so tiny.
It is, and it's a big move up to that ring, and it's right there thinking, I can reach that, but you really should make another move or two so it's so much closer. He got his hands on it too, though.
He got his hands on it, but he was so extended that he just couldn't hang on.
Yeah, and you got to know, even though getting hands on it, interim is really difficult, so it's probably burning pretty hard at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, we have the Flying Phoenix, Nagi Richardson. Whew. I mean, you got to expect that we're going to see an amazing run. I mean, we've already seen a couple athletes get pretty far on the course. Nagi knows what he's doing.
Oh, step slid out a little bit there, but he's good.
I mean, that kind of thing isn't going to face him like Naj. He's been doing so many competitions, A&W, local comps. He knows, you know, something doesn't go exactly right, and you make it through, that's fine. Put it behind you and keep going.
Oh, it gets the crossover. I was hoping I would see that.
Well, I mean, you can see his biceps are about as big as my head. I don't think crossovers are a problem for him.
He's looking good here. I mean, what do you think? First finisher?
You got to say it, right? You have to think when Naj steps foot on a course is he's going to finish. He's so skilled. He's so technical. He's a monster. He has the big moves, and he has the experience. You know, he's thought about these obstacles in all the right ways. And I think we're going to see it because this is a really strategic obstacle. I think this is just going to be, we're going to see him kind of going through the motions. Hey, it's this move, it's that move. You know, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see him here just kind of just hanging out. Oh, let me grab this. It looks good. Oh.
All of his moves, very controlled. Like you said, you got to keep your feet on the wall. You don't want to have him pop off for any reason.
Nice, makes it to the landing. And next up, he's got the cube roll. This is an obstacle I'm a little bit worried about here just because of how, you know, this is not an easy move here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to keep those feet up.
And you know what? He is dealing with a toe injury, too. He was worried about competing, and this might be something that puts a little bit of pressure. And just adding pain to something that's as difficult as this obstacle is not good. Oh.
And he's a little, little off there, but gets to the bar, makes it to the dismount.
Okay. Little tiny stumble, but it's nothing for him.
Now he's got the log dash. Got to commit here.
Come on, light feet. Wow.
And he hits everyone, and he hits everyone right on top. Textbook.
Yeah, they looked. You didn't even see him spin that much. And he made it through no problem, just like he's making it through the cliffhanger. This is just easy for him.
Next up, he's got the wing nuts, and I don't think he's going to have any problem on these.
No, I think he's going to float through these things. One swing. Jeez.
This guy is so strong. I would have liked to see him dismount there, but...
Well, how about a one-arm dismount? Is that okay?
Yeah, that makes up for it.
All right. But like, this is what I like, is he gets the devil steps. He knows it's just devil steps. Just get right through it and get to the next obstacle. Give yourself more rest for the stuff that's harder. And I think this is what you see from elite athletes like Naj, is he knows, hey, the first half of the course, before you get to the really tough stuff, just stay smooth, get through it quickly. And now he's got a ton of time to rest. He's at 3:15. So he's got about a minute and a half.
This is a very difficult obstacle. So small. Handholds for you.
Mm-hmm. Especially at this point in the course. You've already had to go through some things. Wow, big moves.
Gets right up to that ring, and now he's on his skull. Little stumble there.
Maybe he underestimated how high that skull was. Here we go.
Hops down, gets the next one.
Dismount.
And he makes it to dismount.
Weird. But see, now we've only got, he's at 3:55. He's got 50 seconds left. You don't have a ton of time to rest here, Naj.
I think he's got a little bit of time. I mean, once you start this obstacle, you're up the Salmon Ladder, you slide down a track, you're up the Salmon Ladder.
I don't know, man. This is a lot of moves. See, now he's at 4:15, 30 seconds left. And you know what? You're right. He's just barreling through.
Just has to get to the next Salmon Ladder. He's there.
Okay, get up one. All right, and that's clear in the first half.
Okay.
Come on.
He's got to go.
20 seconds left. Let's go, Naj.
Come on, Naj. Oh, he's getting a little crooked. Come on, Naj.
You can see the fatigue setting in. He's not able to do it except for just straight arm, popping with his hips. 10 seconds. Let's go.
All right, he's got to get up and over onto that track.
Come on, Naj.
Come on, Naj.
He's got 5 seconds.
Got 5 seconds. He's got to go.
Just timing out.
Oh, no. Doesn't make it.
Still holding on to the bar. He had a little bit left, but man, it's just at that point, that's a huge move, and you're tired. I think getting up and over and then bringing it down, it's rough.
That is going to be hard to clear.
If Naj is burning out at that point, this is Nagi Richardson. I mean, he's widely considered one of the best in the world in Ninja. This
is going to be a hard course.
It's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just speaks to how, Tony Torres and how difficult this course is.
He's a madman.
Yeah.
He's an absolute maniac. I mean, that makes me wonder, are we going to see anybody finish it? Because I don't think that was a technical mistake. He timed out, which it's Naj. He's efficient through the course. There's not a lot of people that are going to go through that much more efficient than him. And on top of that, he was burning up.
We'll see.
This is going to be brutal.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, God. But next up, we have Rachel, who's stepping up to the starting line. And her second woman stepping up and taking on this course. And she is, I got to talk to her a little bit after the competition, and she's super strong. You can tell she's wearing the New Balance Zantes, V2s, so she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, ninja training shoe of choice are the New Balance Zantes, I would say. I mean, there's a little bit of
I'm wearing
debate
Zantes right
out
now.
there.
I'm not even competing and I'm wearing them.
There's some other good shoes too, though. You know, the strike movements and, you know.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
No, but we see athletes wearing a bunch of different types of shoes. Yeah, strike movement is a big one. Like we said, like these moves are not easy. You're on nunchuck grip, which is hard enough, and you got to be precise. I like her approach, just going slow, smooth, controlled. Don't make a mistake here. But in the
little hung up there.
Yeah, and even in the rules on the rock climbing holds, she's got her right hand in right now. Tony said and told the competitors, like, hey, make sure you absolutely get those locked in, because you might think you have it locked in, and when you turn sideways, it may just pop out on you. But she looks like she's
taking a little bit of time here. I mean, but she's through.
She is through, and she's clean, but we're at 1:20 right now for 2 obstacles. That's tough.
Yeah, and you can just see she just got a little bit hung up there on trying to figure out how to get to that last bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a very. I mean, you got to do it in testing and for the course demo.
I did not make it look easy. That's for sure. But I think it's a vicious cycle, and that's kind of the sport of ninja. Is if you spend more time on an obstacle, not only does it take you more time, and now you have less time to beat the course, but now you're burned even more than you would if you would have gone through quicker. I like that, sticking the leg out to get a little bit of balance to be able to reach further. It's a veteran move right there.
Yeah, kept her feet in that window the whole time. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
whoa!
Such a close save.
She's good, though. She's good. Judges are saying she's good to go. Wow. That was, that was close on the dismount. Here we go on the cube roll. Yep. Staying a little lower.
And it's a good strategy. I mean, I think we've seen this from everybody where you roll the box over with your front foot and then collapse back on your knee on the backside.
Right, and I like how she's keeping her center of gravity lower to the cube, because it's less to fall if you need to drop down to your butt or your knees on the cube, which is, I think, very smart.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Having trouble tipping it over, though. That's right. Take a breather. Come on. Oh, no.
And she was so smooth on the first two.
Yep. Well, she's got to roll one more time, she thinks?
I don't think she thinks she can make that jump.
Oh.
We've seen some other competitors make that jump, but it's pretty far.
It's big, and the cube may move on you, too. She's going to go for it.
Oh my gosh. Well, now she's got to move, because now she's at 335.
Wow. It took a lot of time.
We haven't seen a woman get through this obstacle.
The log dash, very difficult. You got to be so precise on here.
And it just looked like she didn't hit that second log in the middle, and it kind of spun out on her because of where she hit it.
I think in addition to that, I think she started with the wrong foot. She started left foot, right foot, and since the third step is to your right, if you're going from right to left, you're having to cross over your whole body, and that's just not where you want to be. So
yeah, that's going to create some torque on your hips, and it's going to send that log the other way.
You don't need that on that obstacle.
Yeah, don't need that.
Difficult enough. Now we have another athlete up. Anthony Erdley is stepping up to the starting line. This is a very exciting athlete. I've seen him do some really special things. Leg power through the roof.
We'll talk about exciting. Look at this outfit.
But look, one stepped through the first obstacle. That's confidence. You know he's got experience, and he's not afraid to go for moves if he sees them.
Yeah, and when you look at this obstacle, I mean, the thing I like about it is that you got your hands on it the whole time. It's controlled, you know, but it's all about how efficiently can you get through to save energy for the rest of the course.
Yep. It looks like he's moving pretty good here.
definitely looks good here.
Not spending too much time.
And he's through.
Right, 45 seconds. And now on to potluck.
It's been interesting to see.
Wait, what's he doing? He's looking at the landing platform. Is he going to try to jump it?
I mean, it's not against the rules to try to make this jump.
Oh.
Oh, and he didn't make it.
Just a little bit short. I mean, that's in the rules. If you want to try to get from starting platform to landing platform, however you can, using what's within the rules, that's allowed. But we tested that. We tested to make sure that it was big enough where if someone was able to do it, that it's going to be a harder move to do that. He's actually pretty close, though.
He was actually pretty close, but I mean, it's not somewhere I wanted to see Anthony go out. I mean, just kind of just do the obstacle, get through it, and there's a lot harder stuff on the back half.
Right.
Like, just seems like an unnecessary risk, but
it was a very big risk. It didn't pay off for him, and you're right. I would have liked to see him on some of those obstacles later because I think he's a really exciting athlete, and we could have seen him try some of those bigger moves later on in the course.
Yeah, but that's just experience, and you take away from that competition, and next time maybe we'll see him a little more cautious and get a little further.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Who knows?
But next up, we have Jay Lewis stepping up to the starting line right now. Another one of our younger athletes. I think he trains Jay Lachey. Look at that shirt.
Jay Lachey, I love it.
We had Blake Don't Break. Now Jay Lachey. I think they actually trained together at Drew's gym. So we had a great run from Blake. I've been hearing a lot of great things about Jay too. There's
a lot of great ninja coaches out there. But if you got Drew Dreschel as your coach, you got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've learned so much through Drew teaching me throughout my ninja career.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's huge advantage.
I think a lot of people say the same thing. And Jay gets that a lot more often than other people.
Yeah.
But you can see it. He's going through very smooth.
Just make this move. Yep.
Crossing over.
And he's through it. First two obstacles done in 40 seconds.
40 seconds. That's about as smooth as I think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see anyone go through that second obstacle blazing fast because they're such tiny hooks. Here we go on to potluck.
Gets his foot up in the window. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Moving some
He's
holds
just going
around.
right into the window.
taking a seat. Oh, he lost a hold there, though.
So I think that means now he has to use this hold. I don't think he can pick that up. Or maybe he just doesn't even want to. Gotta keep those feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a dismount.
Nice, okay. Getting ready for the cube roll. Yeah, I think that this is one of those obstacles every competitor is worried about the whole time, thinking, I don't want to go out here. Wow, that was nice.
That was really smooth.
And you see his right foot, he picks it up early, so there's no chance he gets called out on a DQ. Clear. That is the best I've seen somebody go through it so far. That was really
so
nice.
Smooth. That was so nice. And he's good on the log dash.
Just walking through it. And I like what we're seeing is him making his way through obstacles and not just getting through them, but getting through them so much cleaner and so much easier than other athletes.
Doesn't have quite the height to reach out to that cone. Gets right up to that cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. I was looking for a dismount.
Oh, he looks so smooth.
That was nice.
That was
Quick,
nice.
Nice little pullback, pop those hips forward. He's making great time. He's at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. About halfway through on time.
Yeah, now he's moving on to the wing nuts. And look at the power that he generates right off the start.
Yeah.
This kid, you can tell how much this kid trains.
Yeah, it's just confidence. It's the experience, the confidence to know I can dismount now, I can go for the move now. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of great things. This is a very good run. This is a powerful run from Jay.
But now, taking a little bit of rest. I want to see him attack these devil steps. We saw this with Alex Mosely.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little bit of time here.
Yep.
Just kind of go for it. Yep.
You don't have a ton of time.
Oh,
nice.
I like that move.
Efficient. Making a couple skips there. Wow, 3:08. I think he's faster through here than Naj was, which is good because Naj timed out. So hopefully Jay will be able to keep that pace up, give himself a little more time in the last obstacle.
Yeah, and he looks composed, which is what I like about him. I mean, every obstacle he's taking a little bit of rest before, and then he attacks the obstacle, but he never looks frantic. He looks controlled.
Those are some big moves on the inchworm.
Struggle with his feet a little bit here.
That's no good.
And he's got the ring.
And
okay, but how much energy did he use there?
He's got to clear on the inchworm.
This is a very jolting move. Oh!
Whoa! Oh! That was huge. That was a huge fall. I mean, there are pads there. Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it. The track on that is so aggressive that when you hit the bottom, it's so jolting.
So I think there's a couple things working there. Is when it's a big move up to that first skull. And so it's hard to get your hands exactly where you want them. And it's just like you're saying, so jolting on that first drop. If your hands aren't exactly in the right spot, it's going to rip you off. I think that's what happened to Jay.
Yeah, but oh man, he was having a great run.
Wow, he was flying through that course. Talk about smooth, talk about efficient. I mean, I think Jay Lewis, that's a name we're going to hear a lot more often in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And next up, we have Alessandra is stepping up on the course. You know, I think she's one of the more local athletes to the East Coast, but she's wearing a Ninja Babe shirt.
Got that Ninja Babe shirt. Ninja Babes, if you're not familiar, is a podcast done by Kara Polillo. They do interviews. They talk about ninja.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
She's making her way through the ice climber right now. Really locked off. I mean, she's as high as you can be on those lockoffs. Which is making the reaches a lot easier. But I got to wonder about, is this like so early being that high up? Is that going to burn her out later on in the course?
Yeah, I mean, she is high up. But it's getting her through.
Interesting technique there. Twice there. She switches her hands, but it was decisive. She knew what she wanted to do.
Yeah, and she made it quick. So it didn't use up too much time.
Right, about a minute through this obstacle. She's on Megan Johnson's pace. And now we have potluck. Getting a little bit of chalk beforehand. And I like seeing this from athletes, is getting your foot in there and getting your hips as far in as you can to take the pressure off your hands. There's a lot of course left after this obstacle. You got to take the pressure off your hands when you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to see athletes keep their feet in that window.
Mm-hmm. Just building up some swing for the dismount. Nice.
And now she's onto the cube roll. At 1:55, she's making good time.
Taking a little time to size it up. And she's facing forward. Interesting.
And that looks pretty good. We can't really see her foot on the front side, but obviously Tony's sitting right there watching that foot.
What I like is because she's going forward like that, she's able to use her knee in the back to slow it down as she's tipping over. Yep. You can see it right there, locking the knee in. Wow, that's a really interesting technique.
Yeah, I really like that technique, and I wonder if we'll see it more now that Alessandra's done it here.
Here we go, clearing. This is a pro move right there. Clearing with the judges. Hey, can I start behind this pad? Where am I allowed to go? Instead of doing something and risking getting DQ'd. Here we go.
She's on the log dash.
Whoa! Yes!
The first woman to get to the log dash.
And she's at 3 minutes. She's got 1:45 left. That's a lot of time. So now she's thinking, okay, I've just put myself in a great spot on the women's side, but she's looking for that podium, and she knows we have some powerful Casey Rothschild. We have Nikki Perla. We have Jessie Graff. So there's some athletes out there.
Okay, I'd like to see her go now. Come on, Alessandra. You don't have that much time.
She's at 3:20 right now. I think she heard you.
And this is a big move up to this cliffhanger.
Yes, it is.
You really got to pull.
Hands.
Yeah, you want that left hand available to get the cliffhanger.
Nice.
She's got it. Hold it.
Come on.
She's got it. Come on. Just got to get to that dismount.
She's not making huge moves here.
She's close. Come on,
Come
gotta
on.
make the
Come on.
drop.
Yes.
And now
Nice.
you gotta go. I think you gotta get onto those wing nuts and start to move here.
She's at 350, so less than a minute left. And I mean, the wing nuts, they take time. You know, you gotta build up your swing on each one of them. She's taking a breath now, 45 seconds left. But you know the pump is there. You know she's feeling in her forearms and her grip. And I think we can see it on her face. She knows she's gotta go, but what do you have left? 30 seconds left.
Oh, come on.
She's not building up her swing as aggressive. Come on, get aggressive here.
Gets up to that
Whoa.
wing nut.
One-handed grab. 15 seconds.
Come on, Alessandra, make this catch. She's got the catch. All she has to do is get to the dismount.
5 seconds.
She's got 5 seconds.
Let's go.
Come on, you gotta get off.
Yeah, go.
10 seconds. And she missed.
Oh my gosh. She's looking for the judges. Was I good or not? I mean,
no, she was close.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
That was amazing. I mean, she was under a second left on that dismount. Holy cow. It was so close. We actually had to go in afterwards and check out and make sure that she was good enough that it was under and it was under time. So
wow.
She gets the clear on the wing nuts.
And that's huge. I mean, great run. That puts her in first place. And we'll see, I mean, how that holds up.
I think that was an amazing run. I know we have a lot of amazing women's athletes running later, but it's hard to think. That's a tough course, and getting that far through the course is not going to be easy for anybody to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But next up, we have Joe Meisner stepping up to the starting line.
So now we've got Joe Meisner. He's rocking that Lab Rats shirt. He trains at Movement Lab in New Jersey, one of Chris Wilczewski's prodigies.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, a little stumble, but he's through. He's got a little UNX sticker on his sweatpants. I like it. But we saw something interesting at the starting line is he had a watch on, and he's managing his own time, so he doesn't have to ask the judges. He doesn't have to rely on somebody else. But this,
I like that.
This is cool. Look at how,
Oh, he has to go back, switch arms.
Getting a little too aggressive.
Joe is somebody, in the ninja community, I think you know who Joe is. Not a more well-known name, but this is a kid to watch out for. He is so strong. He does things at Movement Lab that I will never be able to do.
I mean, you see the confidence as he got right into potluck. We've seen other athletes kind of rest and take a look at it for even like 2 or 3 seconds, but that 2 or 3 seconds makes a difference. What is this? He's clipping it in his pants. It's so smart, though.
Yeah, and he's got it. Joe, he's only a teenager, so not eligible yet for American Ninja Warrior, but he's been competing for a very long time in NNLs and other competitions. And he always competes well. He's very strong.
He had a nice little 180 dismount there on potluck.
Little flare.
Yeah. But here we go.
I think if you ask Joe, he's probably not going to say that he's the most flashy athlete out there, but very strong.
I look at he's going with, it looks like he's facing almost forward, very controlled. I mean, honestly, that cube roll was the obstacle I'm worried about in log dash for somebody like Joe. Obviously, very high potential, but these are finicky obstacles.
Checking the watch there.
Yeah. Ooh, the second one spun a little bit.
Little stumble from Joe there.
And that's okay. Didn't start the obstacle. Wow, 2 moves through the cone slide on that obstacle and already done with the cliff slide.
That was insane.
Aggressive.
How fast he made it through that.
But look, he's already on the wing nuts. He's at 215. And some power.
And that's what I expect to see. I mean, Joe trains with Chris Wilczewski. He trains with Naj a lot. And so he's pushing those guys to do crazy things as well. I mean, this is a strong competitor.
That's a great crew to train with. I mean, Wilczewski and Naj, they're some of the best in the game. And he's, growing up with them. Oh. See, that's what we talked about. That gap is a lot bigger than some other gyms. Just had to double check it.
And he's through. He's at 250.
Just taking out all the pads here. Slow down, Joe.
Joe's not a fan of these starting pads.
But he's at 3 minutes. Wow, I just looked at the time. He's at 3 minutes after he got off the devil steps. And he must have cleared it like 240 or something, which is a ton of time ahead of anybody else we've seen so far. It's given him the amount of time he needs to rest before this combo obstacle, which is not easy.
Yeah, we got the inchworm here. This is a very difficult obstacle.
Looks like he didn't even struggle.
Oh, he missed it.
So that's a clear on that obstacle. Okay. Now he's got deadly descent.
I think he's lucky that first skull
didn't release,
didn't
right?
release right there.
Because what do you do if that happens?
Lashado it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really hard move.
But here we go. He's at 3:45. He's got a minute left. That's a good amount of time.
A minute to get through this.
But it's also like, I think what we saw with Naj is, now he's getting closer to, he's got 50 seconds left. That's some time, but this is a long, long obstacle. And I think he knows it. He's stepping up and he knows he's got to go. He's got 45 seconds now.
But at the same time, with what we saw with Naj, looked very fatigued on this. So I like that he took his rest. And he's up and over.
Wow, staying really straight there.
Oh, that was a really good move to kill the swing.
On.
He's through.
Ooh, I like it.
The bar got crooked, but he saved it. And he's through the first half.
Okay, now we got 20 seconds left.
He looks fatigued, but
yeah,
he
but
gets
he's not
to the
slowing
top.
down.
Okay, this is the biggest move. He's got to get up and over this here. And he's got it! Joe Meisner!
Come on, less than 10 seconds.
He hits the pad, gets the buzzer. Huge from
Whoa! First finisher.
Yes!
5 seconds left on the clock. Holy cow. I mean, we saw Naj burning out on it. I honestly didn't know if we'd see somebody finish, but Joe duking it out. The thing is, I think the difference was he got to that last obstacle with another like maybe 20 or 30 seconds instead of Naj. So he gave himself time to rest and time to finish, and he still only had 5 seconds left.
Yeah, and I think this is a kid that you're going to want to watch out for going forward because he's so strong. And when he stepped up to the starting line, we saw Naj kind of pump out. And once he got to the Salmon River, I thought he's got it because I've seen the stuff that he can do. He has a ton of upper body endurance. This is a kid to watch out for going forward.
Wow, that was amazing. And, I think it comes down to that last obstacle. You got to stay straight on it. If you get a little crooked, it'll be game over. It doesn't matter how strong or how much you got left in the tank. I think it's going to be hard to keep the thing straight, which Joe did. But at the same time, I got to think, we still have Moravsky. We still have Connor Galvin, Eli Chevalier, Judas Lagarilla, and a bunch of other athletes, that aren't as big a names that are really strong. Did he open the floodgates? Yeah,
I mean, we'll see if we get any more finishers here. But honestly, a huge run from Joe right there.
Yeah, it puts him in a great spot, sitting in first place, the only finisher so far. But now we're looking at our next athlete, Adam Burnett. They call him Adam Latz.
Adam Latz.
And I think he's another one of the young guns, just like Joe. I mean, look at him. He looks like a beast.
God, he's everything I wish I was.
But he's one of the younger guys. But I've heard so many amazing things about him, about his potential. It's tough with these young guys like Joe, is you see the potential there, but you got to pull it all together.
And if you're wondering why they call him Adam Latz,
here you go.
Jeez. Look at those back muscles.
Not going with crossovers. I think it's smart on this obstacle. Don't go crossovers. Just get through it. I mean, he's made it through this in 35 seconds. I think that might be the fastest we've seen.
Yeah, that was extremely fast. And it saves energy for the rest of the course. Those nunchuck holds, I mean, they're not the easiest holds to have.
Right. And it's easy to think, it's a second obstacle, like I'm not feeling the burn from it, but it adds up quickly. Switching his feet in that window.
Yep, switching hands.
And I think what we're seeing here from Adam is just a smooth, controlled athlete. And I think that's the difference, is getting through those first obstacles, not getting out of control, not making any little mistakes that's going to burn you energy-wise. Because you're going to need it on this course.
Yeah, and I mean, he's at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Man. I mean, That's the obstacle. That it's you have to be in control every second, because if you start losing it, you can't use your hands or your arms. He just kept rolling forward.
Yeah, we've seen some techniques that have, slowed down the box roll in the back half. And yeah, he just didn't have the right technique in that situation.
Wow. So much potential there. It's always tough to see any athlete go out that early when I feel like we could have seen him get really deep into the course.
Yeah, especially with the time that he had. He was moving fast. But yeah, just an unfortunate run there.
I'm sure we'll see him again. But next up, we have AJ stepping up to the starting line. Well, I like that shirt. You see a lot of athletes with their own shirts now, Oh,
stumbling a little bit. Oh!
No way.
Oh, you could see it in his face at the end. The frustration there. I mean, I think he just was taking it a little bit too fast and he got a little bit ahead of himself. That's an unfortunate. I mean, we've all fallen on the first obstacle. I've done it plenty of times. We've seen it from great athletes.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience. You take it and you say, it is what it is. You go into your next competition, which is a little bit more caution.
It's brutal. It's just like you said, you see it every time, every comp, somebody goes out on the first obstacle and you hate to see it, but you got to be controlled. You can't try to bite off more than you can chew on that first obstacle. And unfortunately for AJ, that was the end of his run.
Yeah. Oh, tough.
Yeah. Next up, we have an absolute killer stepping up, Connor Galvin.
Connor Galvin, this guy, I'm looking for this guy to get far.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, he was an A&W rookie this past season, but he's by no means a rookie in any other sense of the word.
Yeah, Connor, a former gymnast. He's got amazing body awareness, amazing grip strength.
Right, and we were talking about someone, a little slip there, but didn't even phase him for like a split second. But yeah, we talked about some of the athletes that have been training with Drew Dreschel at New Era Ninjas or at Real Life Ninja Academy, but Connor's been training with Drew for years, and you know that these two are pushing each other.
He's looking good here, and he's through in about 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's on a potluck.
Yeah, getting a little bit of chalk, taking a quick breath, and getting right into it.
When you look at these holds, before having touched them, what do you think are the two best ones to use? I mean, we've seen a different combination from a lot of athletes, but in your opinion, Swan, what do you think?
So I think exactly what he's doing is the best, because right now you see right here, you're going to want to switch hands, and that nunchuck, while it's a little harder to hold, it's easier to switch hands to keep moving through the course. It's going to be hard to cross over as you're going through. So I think the way that he attacked it was the best way. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. There's so much surface area for your hands that it makes the switch really easily, and it's a nice transition.
Here we go on to the cube roll. We just saw it take out. Come on, Connor. Don't.
You gotta.
Okay. Yeah, all right. It's scaring us a little bit.
A little stressed over here.
Yeah,
okay.
I like the hop, though. Hop getting to your knees, because then you're not leaving your feet dangling below. Where Tony, he's right there. He'll call you if he sees a touch.
Next onto the log dash.
Yeah.
Full send here. And he's through.
Okay.
And a little stumble on this starting pad. We saw Joe have some issues there.
I think that pad has almost taken out more athletes than that obstacle has so far.
It looked really good on the cliffhangers there.
Mm-hmm. Onto the wing nuts. This should be easy for Connor. Whoa!
You could see he had a little bit of a circular swing from when he jumped up to the first wing nut. And now, I mean, he's correcting now, but that was a little bit scary. He threw pretty far back.
Just being aggressive. Hey, I'm going to take one swing and go. But he was forward on the backswing there, and so then it threw him away from the wing nut, but he's just such a pro. He's able to pull it back in, no problem, and just keep moving. We talked about with Naj, is that's what separates guys like Connor from other athletes. When stuff doesn't go right, fix it, move. Fix it, and get off, Yeah,
and you don't let it get to you. You get right back into the course. You don't worry about it.
Yeah. And under 3 minutes through the devil steps, this is great. Joe Meisner was on a little bit faster of pace, so Connor is going to have to pick it up if he wants to get through this course. But under 3 minutes for double steps, I think that's going to be a big differentiator. If you're over 3 minutes, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Joe, not a ton of time left when he finished.
Heard somebody from the crowd saying he should chalk up his feet. He's feeling good. He's joking while he's on the course. I mean, he's feeling at home, feeling comfortable.
But now there's got to be a little bit of urgency because you're cutting it close on time. Gets to the skull.
Got the grab.
This is a, big dismount here. And makes it look good. And you've got a minute left.
A minute left. I think Joe started on this obstacle about 40 seconds left.
Well, you can see Connor there shaking out. This is where the pump is gonna hit.
Man, this is brutal. I mean, we're talking, it's 5 moves up, and then you have another move to get over the stopper, and then the transfer, and then another 5 moves up, and then another stopper. And now we're talking, he's got 30 seconds left. That is not a lot of time.
Yeah, I want to see him move a little bit here. Can't really take too much time.
Come on, Con.
Onto the slider.
Well, now you got to get onto the next set and up a move to lock in that point.
And
All right,
he
he's
gets into
in.
it.
15 seconds left.
And
Okay, point.
There you go.
Come on.
Oh! The other thing I want to talk about here, and you can see it when he slides into that next salmon ladder, is the drop is so aggressive. And honestly,
really
when you slide in and you catch that second salmon ladder, you can see how much it jolts the athletes. And steadying yourself after that jolt takes so much strength out of your forearms.
What's hilarious is Tony originally didn't have the stopper in the middle of that, so you had to slide all the way down. And he said he's like, it was way too jarring. Athletes were landing and just getting ripped off the thing. So
Tony is insane.
He's the madman.
But I love this obstacle. It's one of my favorite obstacles we've seen so far. And it shows with Connor. The guy is so strong, and to be able to make the grab, he hits the jolt, holds on, but then I think just getting up the next set of the salmon ladder rungs is a little bit too much.
Right, and after Connor's run, we're going to take a look at our leaderboards, and starting on the men's side, no surprise, Joe Meisner sitting in first place, the only clear with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, unbelievable run there. And then in second place, we've got the Phoenix, Nagi Richardson.
And he got to the second half of the Salmon River, but third place, Connor, that puts him just in that third spot, 11 seconds behind Naj. I mean, I know he's in the third spot right now. That's a qualifying spot, but we still have Joe Morawski, Judas Licardello, Eli Chevalier. I mean, a bunch of other athletes too. It's going to be tough. I'm really worried for Naj and Connor right now.
Yeah, definitely. And then rounding out our 4 and 5 spot are the young guns, Blake Don't Break and Jay Lachey.
Yeah, I mean, coming up in a 4th and 5th spot with this field of athletes is amazing, especially from those young athletes. I think we're going to see them a lot in the future. And so now switching over to the women's leaderboard, we've only had 3 women run so far, but in that first spot, Alessandra is really separating herself big time from the other athletes.
Yeah, Alessandra with a great run. Very close to getting that 7 last obstacle completed.
0.3 seconds left. That's nothing. That's no time. That's like a half a breath. Like, you take before an obstacle, and she wouldn't have been able to clear it. But
yeah, but we're going to see if it holds up because we do have a lot of women competitors to come up. So we're going to jump back into the action.
Yep. And next up, we have Nikki Perella talking about women's athletes. She's already qualified. She took a qualifying spot at Ninja Quest. So she's going to be going to our major no matter what happens here today. But, I think it's something we talked about on UNX Fast Forward is you're excited for her run because she's already qualified. So nerves are gone, right? There's no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pressure's off here. And I think you're coming off of a good performance in Ninja Quest. So I think that momentum is going to carry you into, this competition here.
Oh, slipped her hand and dropped down, but was able to reel it in. And that's what we've talked about in this obstacle. You can't get squirrely. You can't get too aggressive because if one of those pops off, that might be it on just the second obstacle.
Yeah, and you can see her long arm there. Okay. Bends the arm.
See, I wish we'd see, another
pop. And every time you pop off, to save on the one hand, takes extra grip, extra strength.
Yeah. I mean, and she's taking some time here. I think, the 2 pops there have really made her slow down a little bit. I think rightfully so, but Now she's already at a minute. It's eating up time, eating up energy. Another. Wow.
Okay, but she's through.
She's through, but now I'm worried. I'm worried about going into the next obstacles. It's like we talked about, it's a vicious cycle, you know? Is like, now you got to take a second, just calm your nerves. Not even talking about the physical side, just relax for a sec, you know?
Getting into that window.
Just squeeze it on in. I love it. See, and this is great because, you know, she's doing this. We haven't seen a lot of athletes do it, and this is giving her some time.
Yeah, she gets to shake out there.
Yeah. Must be nice. Remember to keep those feet up. Like a wide split there. I think that gives you a lot more stability.
Going through the dismount. Oh my gosh!
Looking for the judges, and they're giving her the clear.
She's good. She kept that back foot up. That was an extremely close call.
She must have been an inch away. Going with Alessandra's method, facing forward.
Yeah, she wants to face forward so she can drop that knee down and slow the descent.
Oh no! Why did she save that?
Wow.
Her body was off of the cube.
I thought she was definitely going to be off center there. I did not know if she was going to be able to save it.
And she's going with the butt drop here, you know?
Not a bad technique.
Hey, it's working for her.
And she gets the dismount. Now onto the log dash.
This has not been the smoothest run, but it has been a run she's been continuing. You get to keep moving through the course. And this has been a separator for the women. Let's see if she can get through the log dash.
Oh. Can't quite get there. It looked like a little bit she was reaching for each log, which every time you reach and you're not centered over your foot, it's a greater probability that that log is going to spin on you.
Yep, and I think it kind of just like what we said about Megan is that reaching is now your foot has the potential to pop off of it forward. Your heel just slides off it, which I think happened to Megan, now happened to Nikki. It's a tough obstacle.
Yeah, extremely tough obstacle there. Joe Moravsky. The storm is coming. I cannot wait to see what he brings to this course. A little cautious there on the steps, which I like because you can see those steps are on pads, so they're not that stable.
Right. Something you got to know. And it's actually something that Tony Torres pointed out in the rules. Ooh, I like this. Big moves. I think it's important too, you're making big moves. Those hooks are so tiny, you have to keep downward pressure because if you lift up at all, you're risking popping off.
Yeah, Joe, so fast through this obstacle. 30 seconds through the first two obstacles.
It's about as fast as we've seen all day.
Which, you know, I expect nothing less.
I mean, you got to say course clear here, right? We've seen, like, one of the Joes already did it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got one Joe. He just knocks that
I
out
don't
of there.
need
Get
that
out of here.
He did apologize, though, you know?
You know, Joe just... One of the things I love about Joe as a competitor is the strategy. He always thinks things through. He always visualizes the courses. And when he's on the course, I feel like he executes better than anybody.
What else you love about Joe?
Everything. What don't I love about Joe is a better question.
Man, he's getting ready for cube roll. And that's you see right there. No pausing like, let me look at this cube. It's a cube. He knows it. Yeah, I'm going to hop on this thing and get started. Controlled.
Nice control there. And he looks good. I mean, great, you know, I'm sure he was practicing that in the warm-up area. But that's the thing, is Joe is so good at execution.
Here we go. In this obstacle, you have to actually, you got to be so precise.
Take a little bit of time.
Oh, nice little skip-a-rooney there.
And no trouble with the starting pad.
That's what separates the best athletes. No. Wow, just powering right through.
And he's looking
Easy.
good there.
2 minutes at this point.
Joe certainly used to big competition. I mean, he's been to stage 3 so many times, competed in Vegas.
Last man standing, USA versus the world. I mean,
this guy,
pretty big resume.
It's a good resume.
Yeah. Okay, building that swing up. Nice.
Looks good on the wing nuts here. And gets a little one-handed dismount there.
Mm-hmm. You saw Naj do that. I was like, hey, I can do that too.
Well, now he's at 242, and what we've seen, you know, you want to get through the devil steps with about 3 minutes left to give yourself enough time for that Salmon River. I'd like to see him move a little faster here.
I think it's the transitions in between obstacles. It's
Oh!
clearly, that's the thing. Clearly on the obstacles is on and off, and boom, at 3 minutes. He started that at like 350 something. That was like 10 seconds or less to get through it.
And the thing about Joe is I can sit here and say like, oh, you know, he wants to be through this at 3 minutes or whatever.
We are going to sit here and say that.
Yeah, we're going to, but Joe knows though. Joe knows exactly what he needs to do for himself. He's so experienced. He knows, oh, okay, if I have 320 left at this point, I'm fine.
Yep. Yeah, he knows how to manage his pump, manage his course. Cleared on that obstacle, so he's through the inchworm. Deadly descent. We saw it take out Jay.
And he's through.
Just over a minute left. He's coming up on 3:45 right now. Okay, it gives you, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds to rest, maybe 20. Then I think you got to go, right, at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have 45 seconds to get through this obstacle, I mean, you could probably get through this in 30 seconds, maybe.
If you're not burned out, it's the end of the course.
I mean, the second Salmon Ladder is the hard part. That's going to suck up the time.
Well, here we go. 35 seconds. Looks like he's getting started.
I mean, so fast on this first Salmon Ladder. Got to go up and over.
There you go. Okay, he's got...
Checking his size.
First set of holds.
Oh,
no.
No, and you can see it there. I don't think he was pumped that much.
He looked great. And he had, I think, enough time where he could have finished. So here's what I think is what happened. He started to get crooked, and because of that, he's trying to pull that left side back in. And because he's pulling, when he hits the gap, now he pulls the bar down through the gap instead of sliding forward into those cradles.
And I thought he was looking good, especially the speed that he got up the first side of the Salmon Ladder. I was thinking in my head, like, okay, we're going to have another Joe clear.
Man, the Joes. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Would have been great. I mean, that was a tough run. Man. But, I mean, we got to move on to our next athlete. Another athlete with high potential. Judas is stepping up to the starting line.
So now we got Judas, American Ninja Warrior veteran. Crazy man. Seen him do some flyaways on American Ninja Warrior. This guy's a little bit reckless, but super strong.
He is a crazy man. I mean, honestly, he takes a course on it. I have no idea what we're going to see sometimes, but it's always entertaining.
Extremely strong.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to him about how he got started in Ninja, and he said he was sitting on the couch watching American Ninja Warrior, and he's like, this looks easy. I can do this. And he started doing it. He's like, all right, it's not as easy, but I think he fell in love with it. And he's proven that he's one of the top athletes out here.
I think a lot of people sit at home and think that. I mean, I started watching Sasuke, and I, would sit there and say, oh, I could do that.
He's getting right in there. I didn't know why he's like standing up high.
Oh.
Interesting. Uh-oh.
He's just going to skip clipping that first hold.
Wow.
Yep. There we
go.
Look
at that. Only 3 obstacles in. We're seeing a little bit different beta.
Looking good there.
Yeah. See Tony Torres getting lined up to spot any DQs.
Whoa.
Okay.
I like it.
Man, he's got to be a skateboarder or something, because that was, I mean, that's the smoothest we've seen anybody go through that.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Although, even after seeing that, I wouldn't try it.
You got to have confidence to try that. Oh.
Wow.
Looks good through the log dash.
I think, in a good way, that was like the slowest we've seen anybody get through it. Just walked through.
Now he's onto the slide cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Big pull here. And he makes the dismount.
And now it's just about managing your time, managing your pump. Onto the wing nuts. It's all of her body from here.
This is a big move up. Gets there.
Taking an extra swing. And also, we're seeing a lot of one-arm dismounts here.
A little style at the end of that.
Yep.
Judah's no stranger to style. Now he's going up the double steps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just reaches backwards, doesn't even turn around. I love that. Oh, kicks forward before he gets to the transfer. Makes that so efficient at the top. Wow. Those little things, you know?
Oh, man. Now he's got the inchworm. I mean, this is a really tough obstacle on your fingers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta get those feet engaged. Get your hips in, what she's doing. All right. She's gotta touch that skull.
Going up to the... Oh, he's a little hung up here. Gotta pull up, get to that skull.
Uh-oh.
He's a little hung up here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no! And we
God.
saw this from Joe. He missed it, but it didn't slide down.
Oh.
Now he's got to lachey to it or reach.
And his back is hitting the inchworm.
God.
Oh, my God. If he would have got that, that would have been absolutely unreal.
That would have been the best save of the day if he'd gotten that. I think it's so difficult to save there because, like you had mentioned, you're trying to swing, but you're hitting the inchworm on the backswing.
Yeah. I mean, a great run to that point, and he was going faster than a lot of other athletes, but you got to be smooth on everything. You can't make a mistake like that, and it's too hard to recover.
It's tough.
But next up, we have Kyle Schulze stepping up to start on the Deaf Ninja. Super strong athlete.
Kyle Schulze, Deaf Ninja. Kyle recently just moved to DC so he could attend Gallaudet University.
Uh-oh.
Oh! He's looking good. Looks at the judge.
Puts his hands out. Okay, I'm good.
Steadying himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, so Kyle's now in the DC area, not that far from alternate routes. I guarantee he's been here to train. Popped
off that second, his left hand also. He's got to slow down a little bit, I think. He's got to just relax, go smooth. But, you know, Kyle is a rock climber. He's an athlete. But that grip strength, you know, I'm excited to see him get in the back half of this course because I think that's where he's going to shine.
Speaking of rock climbing, I got to bring up the pants. Well, I love the pant choice that Kyle's rocking. Those are rock climbing pants. A lot of people ask, you know, why do people run in pants? Those are flexible, stretchy pants.
You a salesman for those pants?
I just like the choice.
Yeah. You got to run in what's comfortable for you.
He's looking good here, and he looks to reach out. I don't know if I like that. Took a little bit of extra energy there, and now he's kind of fixing it here.
But what I do like is going for something, and it didn't work, and immediately pro move going, all right, let's do something else, you know?
Yeah, he didn't waste time trying to do it again or getting hung up.
Mm-hmm.
Went right into the next thing.
Yeah. And here we go, onto the cube roll. Seen quite a few different approaches here.
Very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more time consuming, but I like how controlled he is.
Yep.
Wow. Oh! Jeez!
Oh my gosh. You see his front foot hit the front of the pad and it was clear. Wow.
Now he's got the log dash. Nice, gets through.
Yep, skipping that last step. I don't need it.
Now he's onto the slide cliff. I expect no trouble at all from this cliffhanger. Like we said, Kyle, very experienced rock climber.
I would actually expect him to dismount a little bit earlier, but maybe just thinking, hey, you know, I got a couple slip ups. I'm just going to go safe here, you know?
Now he's onto the wing nuts.
Mm-hmm. This one hasn't tripped up too many competitors, but it's not something to look past.
Definitely not something to look past.
That first move is big. It's an easier catch. Because, when you're going up to something, it's not as hard, it's not as jolting. But getting up there isn't so easy. He makes it look pretty effortless.
It looks good, and now he's onto the devil steps.
And here we go. I mean, devil steps, simple obstacle. I know he's shaking his hands out. And like you said, as he moved to DC, he's been studying, so he hasn't been training as much. He was telling me beforehand he's a little worried about that. But, I mean, Kyle's an athlete. I really don't expect that to take him out too much. He's built up all this technique, all the strategy, all the strength. I think he's still got it.
Yeah, in a veteran move, you could see him clarifying with the judge, making sure he didn't have to start on the first devil step.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to him, honestly. Being deaf makes going, like even something as simple as rules for other competitors is a lot harder for him to make sure he knows every little idiosyncrasy of the course. So he does a really good job of clarifying, make sure he understands everything. It's just something else that is another obstacle for him when he takes on courses.
Now he's taking on that inchworm, another obstacle that I think favors Kyle just with having the grip strength, having the climbing strength.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, oh my gosh, I did not expect that.
I mean,
it looked like,
yeah.
It looked like he was just trying to get his feet set, and then he went to make a move with his hand, but his feet didn't look completely set, and his hand slipped right off.
Man, I think that he just missed his hand. And like we talked about, he's a rock climber. That grip strength, the finger strength is there. But if you miss it, I mean, I think he must have just missed his thumb or finger something and popped off and just couldn't re-grab on.
Yeah, definitely not somewhere I expected Kyle to go out. A good run, but I know he's probably a little disappointed with having going out in that spot.
Yeah. Next up, we have Eli Chevalier stepping up to the course. And not as well known of Ninja, but he's been competing in the NNL in local comps for years. And he is one of the top guys. You're seeing it right here. First obstacle.
Well, if you follow NNLs, if you're on the East Coast, you know exactly who this is.
Yeah.
He's a very good competitor and somebody I'm definitely watching out for.
Look, I mean, even right here, this is the second obstacle we've seen competitors go really slow and controlled. And he's controlled, but he's moving through it.
Yeah, and I mean, he's making quick work of this so far. I think Joe Moravsky was the fastest to get through this so far, and he's right on that pace.
Yeah.
30 seconds through the first two.
30 seconds is great. Getting through the second obstacle in that amount of time. It's crazy to think about because like 30 seconds for two obstacles, it seems like a lot, but that second obstacle is just, we've seen it all day. It's time consuming.
Yeah, extremely time consuming.
Going for the big guy. Interesting choice from Potluck here.
Well, the thing about the big guy is it gives you more surface area for your hand. And I think making the switch is a little bit easier.
That's smart. I didn't think about that. I agree. Now that you said it, that sounds great.
A nice dismount there.
Mm-hmm. You can see the crowd watching every move. They know that this is one of the guys to watch.
Yeah, and we're pretty far along into the competition now. Still only the one finisher with Joe Meisner. And Eli's definitely somebody that I look at and I know, like, okay, he's got the strength to finish.
Right, and at this point, after Eli, we don't have a lot of big names left, and we only have that one finisher.
But at the same time, Joe Meisner, not a name you would recognize, and so there are athletes out here who might surprise you.
Very true. Ooh, a little bit of more spin, I think, than he expected on that fourth one, but pulls it off and just goes right into the next obstacle.
Nice.
At right around 2 minutes. I think this is a great pace. As we've seen some of our top athletes get here at 2 minutes, and we'll see what his fatigue is like if he can keep the pace up.
Wow, gets a lot of power on that backswing. Makes the grab.
A little crazy on his swing here, but he straightened it up.
Here we go, using that front face.
And off. Okay, I know we keep talking about it. 3 minutes for the devil steps is the mark we've been talking about a lot. And right now he's at 2:40. Yeah,
and I mean, Joe Moravsky wasn't necessarily at that mark, so I don't think it's absolutely necessary to be there. But I think if you could reach that, you put yourself in a good position to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Making that transfer across.
Yeah. Looking good.
About 3:06.
Okay. So he's coming up on about a minute and a half left right now to get through 4 obstacles.
Yeah. I think I'd like to see some urgency here, Eli. I think you gotta go. Get on this inchworm.
It's such a tough spot to be in because the inchworm is so difficult. If you rush it, you'll fall. But if you take too much time, then you don't set yourself up to win, you know? You can see how tiny those holds are. Look at it. You can only get his fingertips on it. Doesn't have a lot of swing.
Pull back.
Wow.
Ooh, very close on the deadly descent. And he makes the dismount. But now, gotta see some urgency here. We're at about 4 minutes, which means he only has 45 seconds left. You cannot take too much time here.
I mean, I know he's fatigued. I know he's burning, but I feel like you have to go. He's got 35 seconds left. I don't even know if that's enough time to finish this obstacle now.
Yeah, you gotta go, Eli. I mean, we've seen people pump out. We've seen people time out. I mean, there's so much with this obstacle. I think in order to give yourself the best chance, you gotta start.
Uh-oh, this is
20 seconds.
This is getting too close. Oh no, now he's getting a little crooked. 15 seconds. This is gonna be tough.
Gets the slide. I mean, he's looking good. I mean, if he wants to get himself that next point.
Oh! Whoa! So the rule there, I did not see that coming. The rule is you get the bar to touch above the second set of rungs, even if you touch and fall. We don't want to worry about, hey, you got to control it because then it's a judge's call. So as long as you touch it, you cleared it. So he cleared the first half of that salmon river.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge move there. I love it. I wish that he could have held on there, but I love the move.
Yeah, I mean, even though he got the point there, so he got, the first half of Salmon River, but he only had about 8 or so seconds left. Even if he would have held on, I don't think there's any chance he could have cleared the rest of the course with just the time he had left.
Yeah, I just wish he started that Salmon River just a little bit earlier, give himself a better chance to get through it. But I love that big move.
That was awesome. That was so epic. But now we're going to our next athlete. Luke Dillon is stepping up to the starting line. The laid back ninja.
Laid back Luke.
Laid back Luke. He's looking pretty.
Oh, that last step has been giving some people some trouble there.
Yeah. You hit it at just the wrong angle. It'll move on you.
Yeah, you can see they're on pads. They're very wobbly.
They are. It's part of the obstacle, But like we said earlier, Tony called that out in course rules with the athletes saying, hey, be careful here. Letting them know that you're more controlled. It's not going to move on you. You're out of control. You could have trouble. All right, 35 seconds for the second obstacle.
Yeah, it's a good pace through the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a little confused about where to go here. When you're running these courses, there's so much to think about. There's so much strategy, so much visualization that sometimes the transfers between obstacles, walking to the next one, that gets left out of the visualization. Yeah, and I mean, to mirror that is athletes are just finding out what the course is the day of. So, you got to be quick about, all right, let me go through everything, every step, every transition, every obstacle, because, anytime you waste, like figuring out where you got to go is time wasted. And a course like this, one finisher, 5 seconds left, you don't have that time. Yep, and now he's onto the cube roll, and he's looking good. Got a good strategy here. Yeah. And I know he was leaving that foot down, but Tony's right there saying he's clear. On to the log dash. Taking out a couple competitors already. Nice. Gets through the log dash. Up on the starting platform. He's making good time. I'm going right into it. I love it. Slide clip. That's a big move up. Nice dismount on the cliffhanger. Very comfortable early dismount there. He jumped a little bit straight onto the wing nut and really corrected well. I thought he was going to get a circular swing there. corrected very well there.
See, but now having to take an extra swing here.
But he looks comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Now he's at about 220. This guy's moving.
He is moving.
This run is not laid back, I'll tell you that much.
But it looks laid back. He doesn't look like, look, he's not even out of breath yet. And he's at 230. I mean, he clears the devil steps. I think he's going to be set up really well time-wise for the rest of this course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about it over and over again, that 3-minute mark, and he is, about 10 seconds ahead of that here.
246. 14 seconds ahead of 3 minutes. And we've seen some elite athletes get through this obstacle, 20 seconds slower than him.
Well, now, it comes down to the experience. He's moved quickly through everything, but I'd like to see some rest here.
Well, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, I guess not.
Right into it. Those moves aren't as big as if, like you said, if he would have taken a little bit of rest.
But he's looking good.
Yeah, he's got the ring. Wow, comfortable grab.
Very controlled there.
Who is this kid?
And he makes the dismount, and he's got a lot of time here.
3:23.
Again, okay, now take some, Luke, he can't hear me, but take some rest.
Some of the athletes, this is amazing. I have to say, some of the athletes got to the inchworm at 3:23.
Oh, I'd like to see a little bit more rest here. This is such a tough obstacle.
Does he need it?
I don't know. He looks good. He does not look pumped.
Oh no. He had about a minute left when he fell. A minute left. I think it kind of goes back to what you said. He didn't look like he was pumped, but maybe it's just like you have the time. Take it. Take a little bit of time to just relax your nerves, Yeah,
relax the nerves. Really just maybe visualize that obstacle one more time as you're standing there and really think about the moves, the slide. The thing about the bar is you have to get it on the track so evenly, or else if one end's not even, it's going to slide off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I think going over the top I think he hit his left side just over the top, just didn't have just enough to clear it, and so that turned him crooked, and there's no saving it.
Yeah, tough there from Luke. But next up, another woman competitor, Jessie Graff, is coming up.
Yes. I mean, I'm expecting amazing things from Jessie. She is one of our guaranteed athletes, so she's already going to the major, but she wants that experience at UNX. She wants to prove that, that she would qualify anyways. And look at that, just like reaching out halfway through that first section of this obstacle already.
She's doing everything so slow and so controlled.
I wonder if speed is going to be an issue here, but I think that's Jessie Graff's style is she never goes insanely fast. She goes for completion. Is pretty typically we see her getting further into courses than other athletes, but she's taking her time. She's doing it her way and not getting caught up in it's a race to this obstacle if I want to qualify. It's I need to get here in this amount of time. And you got to respect that.
Yeah, 56 seconds through the first two. Gotta wonder if time's going to be an issue. But at the same time, I mean, she's so controlled.
And talk about experience. I mean, she's been competing longer than I have. So it's hard for me to question anything she's doing because she's always done so well. I mean, she's whooped my butt on American Ninja Warrior a bunch of times. And, it's kind of when she's on the course, I think it's watch and learn almost,
Yeah, Jessie Graff, definitely a competitor that I love to watch, to learn from.
I don't think you're alone in that.
I remember a couple years ago on American Ninja Warrior, they had the ring hop, and she was the first to try it kind of backwards. And she made it look good, and then a lot of athletes followed suit. Oh, getting some reminder there.
Yep, she got to start on that blue starting pad. I like it, going with the straightforward approach and the butt drop. Keep it under control. Like we said, no hands or arms allowed, so getting back to her feet.
There we go. Then it looks like she's going to make the jump.
That's a big jump.
She's got it, though.
Oh, comfortably.
Now onto the log dash.
I mean, she's a stunt woman. I shouldn't even question that jump. She does flips all day. But this log dash has been a differentiator for the women.
Wow, and so good. You can see it. I mean, I think she knew that that was the one obstacle that, get through that, and, the rest of it's a little bit easier at this point for her.
I think so. We get it, like the rest of these obstacles a little bit more controlled. Like you're always hands-on. I mean, this obstacle specifically, we've only seen one other woman get to this point. But Jessie's great on time. She's at about 3 minutes right here. Nice. I like the aggressive throws.
She looks good here. I mean, just everything looks in control.
And so much time. She's at about 3:30 right now. 1:15 left to get deeper into this course.
Yeah, I'd like to see just a little more urgency. But she's doing everything controlled. She wants to get as far as she can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she's not worrying about finishing the course. She's worried about, let me get through as many obstacles as I can. 1 minute left.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. And you see it, the rollout just kind of flops down. She had her hands on it. I honestly don't know what happened. She had her hands, maybe just a little too extended. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if she generated enough on the backswing on the wing nut to get up high enough, and it looks like she was extended when she made the catch, and so, kind of surprising there.
That's a shame, because I think if she would have caught that, she would have cleared that obstacle. Devil steps wouldn't have been an issue, and I would like to see her on the inchworm, and the deadly descent would have been amazing.
Yeah, good run from Jessie. I think, I think that puts her in second place right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So next up, Josiah Pipple. This is a younger kid, trains at a movement lab.
Yeah, he actually trains with Joe Meisner, Wilczewski, Naj, and he's wearing, you can see, a Bucket of Chalk shirt, which is a group of ninjas around the country, around the world, that kind of, train together and keep up with each other, training tips and everything. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Josiah, one of our younger competitors today.
Yeah.
And it's got to be intimidating for these younger competitors to be coming up against people like, Joe Moravsky, Nagi Richardson, Connor Galvin, people who have so much experience on American Ninja Warrior. It's got to be a little intimidating.
But we've seen some great performances from the younger athletes, and I think we're seeing Josiah move through really smoothly. I think it's where they train, is, he trains at movement like we talked about, Naj and Wilczewski. So he's been around some of the best. And so competing against him, yeah, I'm sure it's intimidating, but he's used to it.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about Joe Meisner earlier. These two train together. You gotta imagine, they're pushing each other pretty good.
Joe's probably giving him all his beta in the warm-up area. Hey, this is what I didn't do. And I love that about Ninja is, people sharing, what they did and didn't do, and kind of just talking about the course, being excited about everything. And he is looking great. Getting onto our cube roll. Going right into it, no rest.
Very controlled there.
Yeah, we can't see that front leg. Tony's right there watching. I just don't like how far that's dipping down. I just hope he doesn't get DQ'd here.
Yeah, I mean, luckily Tony hasn't had to call it yet. You can see Joe up in the right corner watching his buddy.
Here we go, on to the log dash.
Nice, looks smooth.
And so this is a little slower pace. He's at 2 minutes right now. We've seen some other athletes get to the wing nuts at 2 minutes, but he's making short work of this one.
Yeah, this looks easy for him.
I take it back. It took him 7 seconds to get through that, and he's starting right on the wing nuts.
Oh my gosh. I love the power. Correcting his swing. Yeah, and because the rule here is that you have to use the front face of the wing nut, it definitely makes it so that you have to line up your swing a lot better.
Yep. And as we're getting here, we always talk about time. He's at about 2 minutes, 40 seconds. It's a decent pace. This sets him up. Wow, powerful moves.
Wow, right across that transfer.
And I love to see that kind of confidence from a younger athlete. You know, we haven't even seen some of the pros do it like that, and that's right at 3 minutes. That's the mark we've been talking about. 3 minutes is great. You know, gives you a little bit of time to rest before the inchworm. Hopefully a little bit of time to rest before the last obstacle if he gets there.
Now moving on to the inchworm, we've seen this obstacle be so difficult for some competitors.
Wow.
And he looks strong here. Oh my
He is
gosh.
making some humongous moves on the inchworm.
Yep, pulls up, gets that hold. And he's at 3:35. I mean, he is looking good right here.
1 minute and 10 seconds to beat this last obstacle. That's a ton of time. And he's about a minute left right now.
He's going right into it.
What?
I would have liked to see some rest here, but I mean, he is going for it here.
He's making it look great. Wow.
And he's into it. Wow. Up the Salmon Ladder.
No way.
He's at 4 minutes. He's making great time here.
Time is no issue. At this point, you just got to finish it. You see him burning out.
One more big move. And he's
Whoa!
Oh, no!
On
Oh,
the disc.
no!
No, Josiah.
We have only seen one other competitor get that far on that obstacle.
Wow, that was amazing. And he hit, and you know, we saw Joe Meiser hit, take that extra swing, and then dismount. Josiah's thinking, nah, don't need it. But unfortunately, just falls back to the tiniest bit.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him just take that extra swing. I mean, he had plenty of time. That would have been a first place run if he could have finished there.
Wow, that was unreal. He was so far ahead of all the other athletes. I mean, like Joe Meiser finished with 5 seconds left. And Josiah gets there. He still had, like, when he fell, probably, I think, like 40 seconds left. That's a crazy difference.
Jeez. Yeah, very strong run there.
I mean, we have athletes, Joe Morawski, Connor Galvin, Nagi Richardson, Eli, I mean, Judas, and none of them got there. Got to where he got and even set themselves up like he set himself up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an incredible run from Josiah. I think it's a testament to his training partners, how, you know, who he trains with. He's got Naj and Chris over at Movement Lab, and just incredible run there.
Wow, and that puts him in second place. Actually bumps Connor out of qualifying, but we still have some competitors left. So Naj in that third place spot, so we'll see if he can hang on.
Yeah, Naj on the bubble. We'll see if it lasts.
And next up, we have Alexander stepping up to the starting line. Here he
Making
goes.
his way one step in those steps.
Nice.
Made it look good.
Oh,
Oh.
going the wrong way. He's got UNX stickers on his shirt. I love it.
I like that. Oh! Gets a little hung up there.
Yeah. And that's a scary thing. I mean, that quick in the course and almost popping off.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen a lot of competitors get through this obstacle. But honestly, like, I want to talk about how hard it is. I mean, going back to you and testing, it did not look that easy.
I almost fell off many times. Yeah, it's not easy. 45 seconds through the second obstacle. Oh, I'll just place these right here for you guys.
It's an obstacle I like. I like that he's, changed his mind about the big one.
I mean, it's called potluck, you know? Take your choice.
Your choice. You get to choose whichever hold you want.
Tony Torres original.
I do like the bigger one just because he's crossing here. Then switches his hands.
Mm-hmm. Gotta build up that swing.
Nice.
A little 360 dismount, you know? I love to see, even like this late in the competition, you see... Oh, no. Oh, he's good. Okay. You saw Tony taking a really close look there.
Yep. Looks like he's still good. Whoa! He's good, though.
We might have to go back to video review for that one. That was really close. Judges are giving the okay, but he's going to keep moving in the meantime.
Yeah, and I mean, we have the video review, so we can look at it in a little bit, but you don't want to throw somebody's run off if they were good. You want to let them keep going, finish it out.
Right. Now onto the wing. That's 2 minutes and 25 seconds in. He's got the AirPods in. I wonder what he's listening to.
Taking some time here for the wing nut.
One of the taller competitors able to just reach and get the swing he wants right from the start.
There it is. Going up for that wing nut. Oh, he grabbed around the side. Oh, man, and I know we've talked about it, with some of the other runners, but you have to use that front face, and so him grabbing around the side of the wing nut, catching like this, just gets him the DQ.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it, like you said before, is if you get a swing that's taking you in front of the wing nut, you have to reach back in front of that front face. And for him, he was in the wrong position and just tossed his hand up, and it unfortunately helped him stay on, and that's a DQ.
Yeah, so important to get your swing right, to line yourself up for that catch.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Mary Layton stepping up to the starting line. Wearing the Be Your Own Hero shirt, Jesse Graff shirt.
Yeah, rocking the Jesse Graff shirt, maybe trying to get a little bit of extra power.
Yeah. Oh, that second step moved on her a little bit. Okay, and she's through. That was a little scary on the first obstacle.
I like how she ran to that next obstacle, just kind of saving time in between obstacles. I'll see, we'll see if that continues, moving efficiently between obstacles. But honestly, on a course like this, just transitioning to the next obstacle will save you some time.
Yeah, exactly. And right now on the women's side is we only have 2 women past the log dash, so it might end up being a race to that obstacle. Wow, that was a great save.
That was a great save. Those nunchucks are not easy to hold on to with one hand, so.
And clear with under a minute. Like you said, I think those transitions, and you see her moving, getting here quickly, those transitions saving time. It adds up. We got so many obstacles here. Let's say you have a course with 10 obstacles and you save 2 or 3 seconds in between each one. You're talking about 30 seconds total, which is an eternity in Ninja.
Yeah, absolutely. She's wedging herself into that window there.
Mm-hmm. And using that back foot in the window to help get that second hold hooked on.
Yeah, I really like this. And I mean, she's making really good time so far on this course. See if she can make the dismount. She's got it.
She's got it. And I think I was starting to say it earlier. I love seeing that there's so many competitors and spectators still hanging out and watching this late in the course, and people are really excited to see what Mary can do.
Trying to think about what she wants to do here.
Yeah, this one is intimidating. Oh no.
Another part that we haven't talked about with this obstacle is you're on the course and you're also nervous. And you need to really dial in your nerves here because this is a very controlled move.
Mm-hmm. I call it Elvis leg. You're up there, your legs start shaking a little bit. It's happened to me. And this is an obstacle I think would do it to you.
Absolutely.
Tony's saying she's good. I think she's close enough to dismount here. All right.
She's got it. So now onto the log dash. We've only seen 2 women get past this so far.
Mm-hmm.
And the key to this obstacle is really the commitment and also staying on top of your feet.
Yep. I mean, there's so many factors here. Staying on top of your feet, feet staying centered, light feet.
And she's got it. Another woman passed the log dash.
With a skip, too.
Yeah, didn't even use all of them. And I like skipping the second to last one just because your momentum will hopefully carry you to that landing platform. As long as you get your foot on that last step, everything will carry you over.
Right, and those last 3 steps kind of go right and then to the left and to the right again, so skipping it keeps you in line.
Now we got a big reach up to this cliffhanger. She's looking.
I don't like how her right hand is below.
Yeah, I'd like to see her hands switched a little bit. She's got to generate some power here.
Come on, use those hips. Great run, though, from Mary. I mean, getting through the log dash, only the third one to do so. I mean, that puts her in a qualifying spot right now.
Yeah, now sitting in third place. She's in that qualifying spot and looked really good. I mean, I like how she was moving in between obstacles, saving time, and just really good commitment there on the log dash.
Yeah, definitely. And next up, we have Jordan Kaufman stepping up.
Jordan Kaufman, this kid, been training for a very long time. This is an alternate routes original kid here. Been with the gym since they started, before they moved locations to this new location. Really strong.
And you know something about alternate routes.
I know a little something about alternate routes. You know, one of my first gyms, you know, Movement Lab was my very first gym. Then I moved to DC and alternate routes became my main ninja gym. And I've seen this kid grow up. He's become extremely strong. And I expect a lot from him.
He's looking really smooth so far. Little bit of home gym advantage, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know, we've talked about it in other competitions too, just the home gym advantage. You don't have to travel to the competition. You're comfortable because you're there all the time. So definitely an advantage there.
But I will say Tony's done a great job of creating obstacles that no one has seen before at his gym or elsewhere. I mean, this one, potluck, how do you train for this? You just got to have a window and try to be clipping stuff in there. I mean, it's so specific.
Yeah, and I think we see that with a lot of gym owners when they build courses. That, like, I think gym owners pride themselves on building new things for competitions that nobody's seen before.
Yeah. And Jordan's looking great, but you're right. You know, at Naperville we had the trapeze drops in there, and then at Ninja Quest, Glenn went nuts and made a bunch of stuff, spin the cat, crushing souls, and we see a lot.
Wow, let's talk about that for a second. I mean, move through that no problem, super fast.
That was faster than anybody except for maybe Judas. That was so quick.
Oh no, Jordan! No! Oh my gosh, just misstep there on the log dash.
Yeah.
And that's such a disappointing spot for him to go out. He's got a lot of good upper body strength. Oh my gosh.
It's tough to see, but we've talked about all day. That obstacle is really difficult. If you aren't exactly on point, it's going to throw you off. And I think he was maybe leaning a little too far forward and his feet couldn't keep up with his speed and just missed a step.
Oh yeah, disappointing spot there for Jordan to go out. Man.
Would like to see him on the back half of the course. But right now we have our last runner. Casey Rothschild is stepping up to the starting line.
You know, Casey Rothschild trains at Action Athletics up in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, and she's a young athlete, but she's also a proven athlete. Her first year on American Ninja Warrior 2 years ago came out swinging.
Yeah, she came onto the scene hot. I think she's the youngest competitor on American Ninja Warrior to hit that city qualifying buzzer.
Yeah. She's very difficult to do. And we've seen her even, not even on American Ninja Warrior, in local competitions, just proving why she's a force to be reckoned with. And in this later running spot, she knows what she's got to do.
Yeah, this is a great spot for her to be in. Getting a little hung up there. But no, she knows what she has to do. I mean, I think it's going to come down to the log dash for her. It's such a tricky obstacle for any of our competitors. We've seen across the board, men and women both, go down on that obstacle. We'll kind of see how she attacks it.
Yeah, but I like that she is, getting in between obstacles really quickly. Something you brought up earlier. I think it's very important just to get onto the next obstacle.
And the thing I like about Casey is just how composed she looks throughout the whole course. She looks controlled. She looks smooth. You can definitely tell, she's visualized this. She knows exactly what kind of move she wants to make.
Mm-hmm. Very decisive.
Yes. And she's at about 1:30.
Yeah. She's just at work out there. It's okay. Yeah. Another obstacle down, another obstacle down. Let's just keep moving. But I think I'm most nervous for these next two obstacles because she's so strong upper body. If she gets onto the back half, I think we're going to see her get deep. But like you said, this one in the log dash and her foot dropping in the front, it's just up to Tony to let us know.
And I like it. I mean, the box is moving forward slowly, and then she falls back. It looks controlled.
Smooth.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks like sets herself up for easy dismount.
And you can see Naj, Joe, Connor Galvin in the background there, just cheering her on.
Yeah, and everyone knows this is a run to watch. But I think it comes down to this, like you said.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
You could see from the very first step, her toes hit the PVC. You want the middle of your foot on each one of those logs, and her toe hit it, and every step after that just looked like so close. But she gets the nod from the judge, and she's moving on.
Wow. I mean, she must have kept her heel up on that dismount and just gone toes only, but look, she's already through the next obstacle. And she's at 3 minutes.
Yeah, she's looking really good here.
And we only saw Alessandra make it through this obstacle with 0.3 seconds left. I mean, Casey has more than enough time to get through this and more. But the transfers are difficult. We saw Jesse Graff miss the first grab. We'll see what Casey has.
Yeah, and we saw it in a previous runner. You got to line your swing up so good on these because you can only use the front face.
She's got enough swing.
Oh, she looks good.
Nice.
Yes. And the wing nuts, this is an obstacle that she did complete on American Ninja Warrior in that rookie season that we talked about. So no stranger to this obstacle.
That's right. These are a little more difficult with the height and the drop. Oh, man. If you could see, she kicked it a little bit, but still was able to pull it back in. And she's clear. She's asking for time right now. She knows it's about getting further in the course. But, I mean, this puts her in first place right now.
Yeah, this is a first place run that we're seeing right here. And now she's looking good through the steps.
But, like, I love that urgency. She knows she's got first place right now. She doesn't even care. She doesn't care, but she wants to go as far into this course as she can. She's a competitor.
Absolutely. And she's looking good on the steps here. The question is going to be, does she have the energy to get through the inchworm?
Oh, she's at 4:25 right now. This is not, you need rest before this obstacle, but man,
an amazing run. An amazing run, though.
Yes. Let's see what she's got. Come on, 10 seconds.
Come on, get up to that deadly descent.
Come on, Casey. Oh, man. Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Such a great run. I mean, that's a first place run right there. And I think just seeing the urgency, like she knew she locked in first place, but then she went right into the devil steps.
Yeah, that was unreal. I mean, she made it way further than any other woman by far. I mean, she's showing why she separated herself so much in the community at this competition. And let's take a look at what that does to our leaderboard. Looking at the women's side first, and just like we said, I mean, there's no question. Casey Rothschild, first place on the women's side. That was such a powerful run.
Yeah, Casey Rothschild, an amazing run, gets all the way to the inchworm. Unbelievable. And then in second place, we've got Alessandra, who made it through the wingnuts, our only other female athlete to get through the wingnuts.
0.3 seconds. You can't cut it much closer than that. We had to go to video review to make sure she cleared it. That was so exciting. And then, third place, already qualified, already one of our guaranteed athletes, Jesse Graff, taking third place, falling on the wingnuts, but getting there in 3:17. That's a really fast time.
Yeah, had a fast time, didn't quite line up the swing, I don't think, on the wingnuts, didn't quite make the catch, but then taking that third qualifying spot is Mary Layton.
Yeah, the only other woman athlete to get through the log dash, unfortunately couldn't make the transfer up to that cliffhanger off the cone, but that's good enough to get her the third qualifying spot, going to be going to the major. Yeah,
and then so looking on to the men's side of things, in first place, our only finisher of the day, amazing run, Joe Meisner.
Joe Meisner!
And like I said earlier, this kid, he is going to be somebody to watch out for. I cannot wait to see him at the major.
It's so awesome to see a young athlete like him come out and prove himself. I mean, 5 seconds left. That's crazy, but he did it. And, taking the second spot, almost doing it with a crazy amount of time left. Josiah Pipple came out of nowhere wearing the bucket of chalk shirt. Also trains at the lab with Joe, Naj, Wilczewski. I mean, taking that second spot.
Yeah, and then taking up our third place spot, Nagi Richardson. This guy, I mean, one of our predictions to make it in the top 3. He went out there, he performed. He had a great run, just had a slip up on the Salmon River, which is intense obstacle, but overall just an amazing run from Naj. So we'll see him back here on the major on November 2nd.
And those are 3 qualifying spots. Just missing out Connor Galvin in 4th place, 11 seconds behind Naj. A big shocker, Joe Moravsky I thought that he was like almost a shoo-in, which is never the case. No one's a shoo-in, but you gotta expect that Joe would be in the podium,
Yeah, I definitely thought Joe would make the podium, just slipped up a little in the Salmon River. Just unfortunate there.
Yeah, but I gotta talk about it. Our top 3 men all trained together at the Movement Lab, New Jersey. What is in the water over there? What are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta feel good to get like the crew. The crew is going to the major.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're out there, you're looking for a place to train, look no further. Holy cow, those 3 guys came out so strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Movement Lab, awesome gym in New Jersey. If you've never been there, check it out. It's awesome.
Yep. And so for our next stop, for our last qualifier before our first major, we're going to go to the West Coast. We're going to Sean Bryan's new gym, Traverse Fitness, and that'll be next week. You go to see all the action.
Yeah, and I think I heard that Brian Kretsch is going to be helping Sean put the course together. Brian Kretsch, as you guys know, been in the Ninja Games since the start, since season 1. I cannot wait what Brian Kretsch is going to design.
I mean, he's got more experience designing than almost anybody else. I think the only person I could maybe think of is David Campbell.
Yeah,
but
true.
But yeah, we'll see that all next week. And, we'll see more on UNX Fast Forward. If you didn't get to see somebody's run that was in this competition you wanted to see, check it out. We have all the individual runs from alternate routes available on the site.
Yeah, so check us out on unxnow.com, and then check out our Instagram at unx.now to catch some extra highlights, extra runs, and some cool content.
Yep. Until the next UNX qualifier, we will see you guys next time. I'm Ethan Swanson.
And I'm Chris DeGangi. See you guys next time.